So it's coming to that time of year already where people are probably looking at 2020 and what races do you want to sign up for. Again, whether all your triathlon races are over or you still have one ahead of you. The trick I found over the years with triathlon is booking your big races and having something after them. Again, to come down after a big race, whether you take a week, 2 weeks off, if you have nothing booked to train for, that break after your big races just gets longer and longer and longer. If you have nothing to aim for or you haven't got anything booked. So usually I'm going out down to the hardman triathlon to do the full distance on Saturday. Again, I've already Cork books next year. So again, I'm getting loads of mails, messages, emails and things like that about people wanting to do their first Ironman. And people are talking about Cork. So I'm just going to go through my experience of Cork. Again, Cork would have been my 5th one this year, so my 5th full Ironman going up to it. It's obviously June 23rd and it's in Ireland. Just especially the water temperature. I think I forced myself into the water early May, maybe the first week in May, just to say, right, we're 6-7 weeks out here, I'm going to get into the water. And it was absolutely freezing. Again, the water does in Ireland stay cold enough all year round, but it was really cold. I think I posted up a video on my story just saying after my first swim, saying if you're doing Cork Ironman and you haven't got in the open water yet, just get in, because you're in for a shock. Again, you're getting in, and the way I feel, you don't know whether you're actually improving your swimming or you're just surviving in the cold water. And that's me after doing a few Ironmans. So as you said, people are messaging me and emailing me and saying, right, they're eyeing up Cork for their very first Ironman. Now, from my experience, most people that do their very first triathlon or Ironman, they're probably good at either running or cycling or a bit of both, but swimming is probably their weak link. And if you're looking to do Cork Ironman on June 23rd and you're only thinking about signing up for it now, already your open water season is coming to an end. So you're going to be probably pool swimming all the way through the winter, and then obviously if you have Cork booked on June 23rd, it would be a tricky call for your first Ironman. Like when we trained for it and we were getting in early May, it was cold. Then we went down and recce'd the bike course, I remember, and about 2 weeks before the Ironman Cork race, and we got in and swam at race time, so we got in at about 6:30 in the morning, and it was absolutely freezing. I'm still saying it was that cold that I was swimming. We were only swimming for 15-20 minutes, and I was getting out and you were absolutely rattling at the car, trying to put your clothes on and change. And that swim that we done, the recce swim 2 weeks before, we swam for about 15-20 minutes and we got into the car freezing, and it really made us all think about what transition one is going to be like. Before the race we had like most Ironmans, if you're doing them in a foreign country or the certain time of the year, later in the year when it's hot, you're just on your tri-suit and you're gone, no socks. I think after that morning I really start focusing on saying I'm going to take an extra few minutes in T1 here, and whether you need gloves, neck warmers, arm leggings, long sleeves, anything you wanted, and then rather take them off because the cold really hits bad. Again, back to people looking to do the first Ironman and thinking about Cork, why I'm sort of making this video is, I'd honestly, if you're not an accomplished swimmer or you haven't been sea swimming, I'd look past Cork. Because if you're looking to do your first Ironman, it would be great obviously to do it in your home country. And June 23rd, it's just the water temperature. I'd hate to see people signing up and really getting strong on their bike and their run, and then you're going down to Cork and you're getting in the water and just freezing, literally freezing, having to be dragged out. We got in this year, obviously the swim was cancelled as we know, and the weather was awful on the day, but the day before the weather was nice and we all met up for the sea swim on the Saturday at race time, whatever it was, about 7:15, and we got in the water and it was still the same as it was. It was absolutely freezing. Like, you're getting in and you're swimming. We swim out to the first buoy and back for about whatever it took us, 10-15 minutes, and you're getting out saying, oh, it's not too bad. But I didn't recce one swim that I lasted 40, 50, 60 minutes in, because I was just going to try put up on the day. And especially if you're a first time Ironman and you're feeling that swimming is your weakest, I'd hate to see people training all year round or from now right to June 23rd and getting really strong on their bike and their run and feeling confident and spending big money on Ironman, which it is, and then getting into the swim and just being too cold to adapt to it. Again, it's an Australian exit to swim, which means that you swim 1.9k and get out. You'd obviously run around the commons on the beach laid out for whatever it is, 300-400 metres, and you get back in. And the way I was looking at that and thinking about it, especially for first timers, for everyone actually, if you're not used to the cold, if you're a first timer, your swim is going to be somewhere probably, if you're only getting used to swimming, probably in around 120, 130. So that's a 45-minute swim, and then getting out, running around the cones on the beach and getting in. It would be literally like getting tortured for 40, 45 minutes, and then them opening the door when you go back on the beach and saying, do you just want to leave it at that, or do you want to actually dive back in and get tortured again? Because we got in, there was a few Americans there with us as well that weren't used to the water, and the fear in their face getting into that cold water. Like it was, we were used to it. Not that you ever get used to cold water, as you know, we can't. But we were used to it a little bit from being in Ireland. But the water temperature will be a big factor to come into it. So don't just put all your eggs into one basket and sign up for Cork for your first Ironman, and then you get 20 minutes into the swim and have to be pulled out, just not because you're swimming, just because you couldn't adapt to the water temperature. As I said, it's June 23rd. We forced ourselves in May. If you're really new to swimming and you're only getting your stroke and your swim fitness up in the pool all through the winter, and then you get in early May, I'm not too sure whether you're going to improve your swimming much more because of the cold. It'll be just more about surviving the cold. So again, you're going to be doing 15, 20, 30-minute swims, and come race morning, whether you're used to the open water, whether your swim is strong enough, whether the water's too cold, the shit could hit the fan in that swim and you might not even make the bike of the run, to be honest. Again, I have other lists. So if you're a first time triathlete looking to do an Ironman, and again, you want races and you want an Ironman event, you have Copenhagen on August 16, 2020. It's a flat enough course. It's in a lagoon to swim. So again, I suppose the first time most people go to Barcelona. So Copenhagen be an option if you have your mind set on an Ironman. Again, later in the year, on October 31st, there's an Irish event, Hardman. So again, you don't have to spend big money and go to all these Ironman events. Hardman, I'm going to get down to do it on Saturday. Again, it's the same distance. It's a 3.8 lake swim. It's your 180k cycle around the Ring of Kerry, and then you have your marathon through the national park down there, which is amazing. I've never done it, so I can let you know what it's like after this Saturday. Again, or if you want to do most people's favourite for the very first full distance Ironman and have your mind set on the Ironman event, you'd go to Barcelona next year, October 6th. Again, it's a flat enough course. Water temperature in Copenhagen and Barcelona later in the year will be a lot better than Cork Ironman on June 23rd in Ireland. So again, it was more just a post about, rather than jumping in, I know the dreams do you want an Ironman on home soil and like go across the finish line having all your family, spectators, everything you want there, the Irish flag, the whole lot. You can do that anywhere with the Irish flag, but again, just take into consideration the water temperature, and especially if you're coming from a non-swimming background, which most first timers are. So you'll very rarely get swimmers that'll come and do triathlons, but you will get people that does cycling or does running, and then you want to add the other two events in. But for me, the water temperature would be in Cork on June 23rd next year would be too cold for the first time novice full distance triathlete, especially only getting used to swimming and trying to build up that swim confidence. Again, I'm out more to swimming 4 or 5 years, and still I need to work on my swim confidence when you get into that cold water, because it's a shock. And I've seen it happen to people that are good at swimming, getting in saying I'll be alright, and it's just the cold water, the depth, things like that, all the mental side of swimming. But again, I'd hate for anyone to spend big money, train all winter, and then rock up to Ironman Cork and only see 15, 20, 25 minutes of the day, because literally that water temperature will be cold and nothing you're used to. So I hope this helps. I'd love comments or likes on the video, even if it's just people that'll think I'm wrong and think no, they should be alright with the swimming down in Cork, or whether you think it'd be a good idea for people actually to sign up and do Cork, or whether I'm right, in fairness, with saying that a first timer would be probably better off putting the full distance till later in the year, whether it's Copenhagen, Hardman, Barcelona. And that's me. Cheers.